What's up?
We in the building, back to bring this entertainment again. Oh, there's Moochie. Moochie, can you hear us?
I can't hear Lamont.
Oh, I can hear you.
Monique, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, hey Mooch, play around with your settings, see if you can hear me because I can. Mo can hear me, and audience, can you hear me loud and clear? Audience, looks like they can hear me too. Well, hang in there, Moochie. I might have.
I can't hear y'all.
Go out.
I might have to. Yeah, go out and come back.
I gotta go out and come back in, y'all.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, Monique.
Yes, sir.
We about to be busting stereo. We got another person to invite in the building. The living legend is in the building.
Larry 2 days in a row? What?
Hey, look. And he don't got on no hoodie today trying to show y'all his cuts for the sluts.
Oh. One thing about Lamont, he got some good damn one-liners. God, what?
You know?
Trust me, I've just lived a long life. I've heard things that you can mix, match, and rhyme here and there. That's all that is. That is all that is. Larry, how you feeling today?
Oh, man. You know? I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. How you guys doing today?
Hanging tough, brother. And shout out to the audience that's been joining us every day at lunch to come and see me and the live lunch crew. We appreciate y'all, and let's see if we can get the hammer on. Can you hear us, Hammer?
Yeah, I can hear y'all.
Uh-oh.
I had like an audio issue, my bad.
It's a double mooched week for me.
Right.
Hey.
I know, right? Yeah.
And Larry, she's enjoyed you so much and the audience so much. You notice how she done came back today with her porn star voice?
Yeah, so I heard that, Moochie. Yeah.
You know?
Uh-huh.
Oh, Lord, she done muted us. She probably cussing me out.
You gotta say all of that.
Well, guys, let's jump on into it. And Moochie, you got here first, and I know you are a fan of this guy's on-screen talent. Several reports are saying that Wesley Snipes is going to be coming back to reprise Blade in the MCU saga. Now, here's the important thing to think about that. Most people feel like it's because of his Blade movies that got the MCU started, even though they wasn't really MCU. This is what got the genre buzzing. Now, let me read to you what they're saying. Wesley Snipes may be returning to one of his most famous roles as the vampire hunter Blade in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but it might be more than a simple cameo, which is what I'm hoping for, according to Scooper Daniels Rittman. Even with an MCU Blade movie star Mahershala Ali set to begin filming later this year, Snipes is reportedly being eyed and may already have signed to return as Blade for multiple films in the Marvel Multiverse saga. Ooh. Now, I'm going to give it to you, Moochie, and I think that the only reason this information is getting leaked is because we probably going to see some of this in Deadpool 3. What say you, Moochie?
I say it's well overdue. Mm-hmm. Give this man his flowers right now. This is my guy. I'm happy because if it wasn't for him, none of this would exist. And they tried to, and he did Black Panther years ago. Mm-hmm. And I want to know if they're gonna, will things. How will this work out? I'm so excited about this. How will this work out? Where can it go? Will it open more doors for him?
Oh, 100%.
All right. 100%. So now you understand why I couldn't get the words out of my mouth. Okay?
Yeah.
Hey, Lamar, what did they say they were going to do with Mahershala Ali?
I don't know, but if they Wesley Snipes Whistler and he training him, and
no, it's not going to be like that. Y'all missed the key part.
He's gonna be Blade.
Hold on.
Yeah, he's gonna be Blade. Definitely gonna be Blade.
Is it gonna be CGI?
No.
So what's gonna happen to Mahershala Ali?
So think about it hold on, y'all. Let me break this down for y'all since I'm the resident MCU guy. We got one more person to bring into the fold who we haven't seen, I feel like, in 2 years, but I know it ain't been that long. Ladies and gentlemen, Cheetah Print is in the building.
Miss K in the house.
Hey,
Man.
in the afternoon.
In the afternoon.
Wow.
You see the sun shining in.
Okay, Madam Moonlight is coming to the day. Okay,
Yeah,
daytime.
in the daylight.
Oh,
Man,
Lamont and Lex.
what's up?
Miss K, I feel like you need to call T Streams at this point.
I already did. And T Streams is filming this week, so
okay.
We ain't gonna be able to get him no time soon. But Mo, I'll kick it to you, and I'll break something down. I'll break something down for Moochie. So Moochie, what they're doing, and Larry, you know this because you did the Loki series with me, Larry. You've got all these multiple timelines, and they kind of did this with Spider-Man. Because the reason why we had all those different Spider-Man is because those separate Spider-Mans came from different timelines.
Oh.
And they're going to do the same thing with Blade. He's going to be from a different timeline, and he's going to be his Blade in his universe. That's why they call it the multiverse, because there's multiple universes. And I'm assuming that it could be like Mahershala Ali Blade get his ass kicked and don't know what to do. And then guess who comes in to save the day?
He trained him.
What you think, Mo?
Somewhere along the lines.
Yeah. What you think, Mo?
I am very excited. I was a big fan of Blade, even though I was probably too young to be watching it at the time when it came out. But it's okay. I loved it. I love Wesley Snipes. I really want him to have a true comeback in Hollywood. And I'm looking forward to it. I really am.
Okay. Larry, I know how you feel about Wesley and the Blade character. To drop the panel something.
I mean, I like Wesley. I mean, if he's coming from some multiverse, sure. But I think with Mahershala Ali and Wesley, I'm like, they need to stop trying to bring out these old ass Blades. I mean, no, I mean, I'm serious because when you bring in when you introduce these characters, you expect that these people are going to be around for at least a good 10 to 15 years. And Mahershala Ali is 50 years old already. And Blade, Wesley is what, like 60?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, he's
but
like
that's
60.
the point. That's the point in a multiverse, Larry. You can always go find a young Blade in some other multiverse, and then when you consolidate the multiverses, you can go with the young person.
Yeah.
Right, but they're not supposed to be aging.
Exactly.
But that's why you got Larry. That's why you got makeup and hair, because right now Wesley Snipes is bald headed right now. So I can tell you right now. I can tell you right now, he's not going to be a bald headed Blade.
I hope not.
No, I hear you, but if you look at Wesley now, he looks good for his age. But if you put him next to a 30-year-old him, he doesn't look like the 30-year-old him in any way, shape, or form. He doesn't look that. He looks like a 60-year-old version of himself. But my point is, he's not supposed to be a 60-year-old anything. He's a vampire. He's not supposed to age. You know?
Maybe
no, didn't they say he aged slower? Because remember when Whistler found him, he was like a little kid, like a teenager.
That's
so
true.
He did age. They aged slower. So
yeah, but vampires, if they're born vampires, they age to a certain point, then they sort of stop or slow down or whatever.
But they don't know that with him.
But he's always been around.
They don't
Blade's
know.
always been around for like 50 years or something, or 30 years or however long he's been. He hasn't been around that long.
The problem, Larry, is Blade is a hybrid. He's part vampire, part human.
That's why they don't know
with
him.
He's a half breed.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say.
What you got, Miss K? You don't look like you have any interest in the MCU conversation of Wesley Snipes and Blade.
No, it's not that I don't have any interest. It's just that I don't remember me, right? I just started with the Marvel thing, and the one thing that, and I don't want to use the word turn me off, but probably deterred me from continuing is the multiverse stuff.
Oh, okay.
Because it's so confusing, and it's like I don't have time to be confused. So, and even all the things that Larry's saying is just proves my point. But I think it's interesting, though. That's all I can say.
And this is not a bash Miss K session, okay? So don't y'all think that that's what this is. But have a good day. For someone who can put together the craziness of Game of Thrones and all the back and forth and the books and the twisted, for someone who can put that shit together, I don't understand how you can't put together a multiverse in Marvel, because that stuff is just as like complex.
Well, because I spent a lot of time, you know, and so right now I don't have the time, and that's not to say that's not to say, oh, I don't have the time, like, oh, you know, like it's beneath me. I literally don't have the time right now to dive into it, and that's part of the thing too, is like some of these things, like if you really want to geek, I want to geek out on it so I could really know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm saying? But I just don't have the time right now. So when I do have the time, I plan on, you know, really diving in. Oh my gosh. Okay.
Oh Lord. Oh, hey, go get the fire extinguisher, y'all. What the whoa. Oh look, I see smoke. Oh God.
What's going on?
Do we need to call the police?
Right, girl.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we'll end that right there. Okay, that conversation turned the damn smoke alarm on. Okay, we out. Going on to the next thing. So, Moochie, if somebody check on Miss K, please. Let's make sure she all right. Somebody check on Miss K.
Oh Lord.
Mo, for now, I guess it's me and you.
Okay.
The subject is one that I'm passionate about because I hate when people stereotype folks.
Absolutely.
Black people are always stereotyped for being like predominantly the face of being late. Okay, we are the face of being late, and then if you let men tell it, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying I'm guilty. Yeah, guilty. Yeah.
If you let men tell it, it's not just Black people. The men will tell you it's the Black women that are the ones always late, creating that stereotype. All right. Well, the next story I'm going to share with y'all busts that myth.
Whoa.
Who is this guy right here?
Oh, The Rock himself.
Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Dwayne.
They should call his ass Dwayne I'm always late, costing production companies millions of dollars, Johnson.
Oh, yeah. I've heard about that.
Because, ladies and gentlemen, it's being reported by several outlets that this man be showing up to set 8 damn hours late. And you got to think about it. I did film last year. I did a bunch of shorts. Oh my God, it cost you a lot of money. So let me read the report. Mo, I'll give it to you first. Now, granted,
that's terrible.
He's still, they say nothing about him being nothing but a good guy. Like just immaculate, nice human being. But I don't give a damn how nice you are. When you costing people money, at some point in time, that shit got to come out of your salary. Absolutely. So this is what people are saying. Dwayne The Rock Johnson was regularly late to set, allegedly sometimes 7 to 8 hours late. Now, this is what y'all got to understand about that. By law in the United States, you are allowed 12 hours a day to do filming. And then after that, you got to pay all this extra money to go beyond that. Then you got to give people their lunch break. So this Negro showing up with just 4 hours left to film. Now let me finish this article.
Oh, hell no.
Others claim the pro wrestler's unprofessionalism caused the film's budget to balloon to over $250 million. The only thing Dwayne was consistent at being chronically late. One insider told the publication. It was a effing disaster, said another source, while one noted Dwayne truly doesn't give a F. Other sources who work with Mo, stop it. Stop. I gotta read through this. Okay. Other sources who work with Johnson on HBO's Ballers, which was a great show and I loved it, corroborated these claims. They rent locations. They can shoot as much as they can of other actors while they wait for him to decide when he's coming to set. A producer who visited the Ballers set claimed. Momo, I don't care how acclaimed you are as an actor. I don't care how much money you make. Talk to me about how wrong this is and unprofessional this is.
this is some bullshit. I would be furious.
Oh,
The little time that I've been on set lately, I know, things typically will go longer than expected.
Count on it.
So I've already experienced a little tiny bit of that. So I can't imagine being on a set of a production and the main star is 7 to 8 hours. That is blasphemy. That is unheard of. That is
100%.
That is really excessive. So I don't know. And if this was more than once, more than twice, more than 3 times, I don't care how cool you are, how top paid actor you are, someone's going to have a talk because it's just not fair. And Lamont, as you know, these sets, especially for these high power TV shows or movies, these production sets are huge. There are hundreds of people who are on set of these productions, and you're putting a lot of people, you're inconveniencing a lot of people, and it's just not fair. It's just not fair, from the director to the producer to the makeup to the costume to the
gaffer
to the craft services. It's just
it's bull jive.
It's bull jive. It really
is. And nowadays, if you're smart, you do like I'm gonna do with my films, and you have someone taking pictures behind the scenes, filming you, which is going to be my main man, Larry, for your social media.
Yep.
And you gotta pay that Negro too.
Yeah. And Larry wants his money.
I do too. I've been doing a lot of BTS for events lately. I want my money too.
So you know it. So Miss Monique Nicole, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yes.
You know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yes.
All right, Moochie, jump on in here. I don't care how much you love The Rock.
I don't care how much. Yeah.
And I was wondering, why is he spending so much time back in the WWE?
You know
why? The rumor is
a
lot of people in Hollywood, they tired of this shit.
Okay.
So he's burning bridges in Hollywood. So now he got to go back to his whole thing. And you know why? Because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You understand?
It does not matter. That's a quote from The Rock, y'all, in wrestling.
Quote from The Rock, exactly. Just so like funny. You know why he was late? Because it don't matter if I'm late. I'm the star. Okay? The Rock said. So now you going back to really being The Rock.
Hey.
And Larry, I'll come to you because you know all about film like I do. Like Larry, when to be so late, you cost someone $250 million in excess on one budget.
Is that how much he cost on extra?
On Red One, Larry, they say every day he was supposed to come and film. He was late at least 4 hours. At least one day. One day he showed up 8 hours late.
You showed up a whole day of work late.
Thank you.
Wow.
Okay.
Right.
Now I'm getting overtime.
Exactly.
I'm here to tell you, because I was a part of when we had to get on somebody. You tend to be lackadaisical on getting on your major stars because of the draw. But if you in gaffing, if you like the scripty or anybody else and you show up late, usually you don't even get a warning. Your ass is fired.
Yeah.
What you got to say about this, Larry?
Yeah, that's one of those things. It's like, I mean, as a star, you can get away with a lot of stuff, but it's one of those things too where it's, I mean, I don't know how many people have been on a film set, whether it's a movie or a TV show, they run pretty tight schedules. So they're trying to get as much done in as short a period of time as they can. And so if you're ever on a set and you hear them say, when they call cut and then you hear the director say, moving on.
Yep.
It is a madhouse of people rushing around like little scurrying rabbits trying to get everything broken down and reset up elsewhere. They're moving fast because they're trying to get as much done as humanly possible in that time frame that they have, because most of these people are union and they have rules on how many hours they can work within a day before you have to start paying them overtime. And if you have somebody, if you have a best boy
it's
or
12 hours. 12
yeah,
hours, Larry. After 12 hours, you get killed.
So you have all this, you have these people that may be making, they may be making, $70, $80 an hour, $100 an hour, and then you got to start paying them overtime. It's just, and if it's one thing if somebody comes in, they're a little bit late, maybe they're 30 minutes, an hour late for some reason, but if you come in every day, I mean, that's beyond. That's just flat out disrespectful. That's just saying I have no respect for this budget, this movie, for any of the employees that are working on the film. I just have no respect for you. And so
I don't understand how he come late though. That don't make no sense.
If I was on that if I was the executive on that project, I would seek some sort of compensation from the Rock's people. I would be like, his pay's getting cut, his compensation, his participation's getting cut, something. He's not, you don't get to run that much overage, and this is this is the thing. It's oftentimes when you're done filming, you're not done filming, because sometimes they go back and they look at the footage when they get into edit and they realize, oh, we have to do reshoots. We have to go in and we need to do some, or maybe we have to go bring him in to do some ADR or something. And these are more opportunities for him to be late. These are more times you have to spend money. I
don't like it. And he's too damn old school. He should know better than that. I expect that from some of these younger, newer people, but he should know better than that, honestly.
His head got big. That's why.
Yeah.
Right.
His head
what
got
you got,
big.
Miss K? Now, normally, Miss K, I chastise you because you always show up on TBS time, on that Turner Broadcast Network 5 minutes late time. But guess what? I always harp that these stereotypes aren't from Black people, and The Rock is truly showing it's not. But here's the thing, Miss K, I add this caveat: if you want this behavior to stop, you should have start cutting off his jobs a long time ago. Floor is yours.
Yeah, I'm actually disappointed to find this out. I'm like a huge fan of his. And so look, people are people, and you could never expect them to be, I guess more, or I don't know. It's just always disappointing when you find out that the people that you really, really like are just like, they're human. They got some jerk in them though. I mean, you got to be a jerk. Like, I'm sorry, like to show up 7 to 8 hours late. He's looking at me like, what?
He's giving you the look, Miss K.
Yeah, like you talking about me?
You smell. So anyway, he.
Did you say if you smell it?
Yeah, you smell. Yeah, So. I don't know. It's very disappointing for me, because even when you see him like with his relationship with Kevin Hart, I always like, oh, this is, so nice. But then again, that's, him with somebody else and whatever. But it makes me wonder if that was part of the reason, because I saw some of the article you were talking about with Ballers. That was such a great show. And I actually, when I first started my channel, I actually was covering that, but my channel was so small. But I also realized that a lot of people weren't watching it either. But it was really underrated. So it made me wonder: is that the reason why it stopped? Because they got tired of him, or is it because of the? I thought it was because of the ratings, but
Miss K, I found your channel. I never said it, but I did see your review for Baller a couple of times. And over the course of the seasons, it did start to decline, but that could have been part of The Rock too.
Yeah. If he was showing up late and stuff, they gotta be there by a certain time to get certain shots because of sunlight and all of that other stuff. If he's showing up 8 hours late, that means like, all right, we can't even do this part today because he came so late.
Yeah,
and if he coming like every day.
That's probably why they started to kind of show a little more of the other characters in the show. Like they started.
Yes, you remember that?
Yeah, I remember that.
Didn't you watch Ballers too?
I did.
Yeah,
I did.
Yeah, they started to spend a little more time with them. But I want to say one more thing. Like when it comes to this, it just kind of opened my eyes, because I remember years ago when I was on the set of Cadillac Records, we were shooting. I don't want to say the scene because I don't want to make it seem like I'm talking about, because I don't know. I'm just saying we were there from, I think 7 in the morning to 3 in the morning the next morning, just for one scene. Like, and so if people are showing up late, you could imagine. For me, I'm thinking, well, what if part of that reason we were there from 7 in the morning, almost 24 hours, was because the person didn't show up when they were supposed to show up? You know, because there were times where we weren't shooting. We were just kind of like sitting off on the side, talking to each other, this and that, you know, but we were working like for hours most of the time. But I'm just saying, and I'm not saying anything about the person, nothing like that, because he probably was very professional and did everything. As far as I know, we weren't waiting on him. But I'm just saying, if you could imagine even being an extra in a film, you're inconveniencing everybody. Everyone.
Yep.
So
no regret. And now, because this has come out, the things y'all remember, he had that beef with pretty much everybody on set of Fast and Furious. Vin Diesel, Tyrese, and because so many people actually love The Rock, it felt like people wasn't taking all pieces of the story and attributing any blame to The Rock. It felt like it was more people saying, oh, shut up, Tyrese. Oh, shut up, Vin Diesel. Y'all just don't want this man because he's a big draw. Now, maybe on the back end, they was like, we're not going to deal with that bull job no more. And so we'll see.
That was kind of crazy. Because I remember Vin Diesel even made like a public post, I guess, trying to reconcile and bring peace again. And because they wanted him to come back to the franchise, but The Rock wasn't having it.
So it was from my understanding then about that story. They never said, like, the source never said what was said, but someone dug in The Rock's behind about his behavior, and he ain't like that. So
interesting.
It is what it is.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Get in there.
You know, I mean, you get to a certain, you reach a certain level in your career, and people stop telling you the truth. And so when you get around other people who are at that same level and they're tired of your ish, you know, all of a sudden you get some truth spoken to you.
And that Hawaii thing ain't help out either, y'all. Okay.
What happened?
Don't nobody, what happened, Moochie?
The conspiracy issue with that, with the whole Lahaina.
What happened with that?
They were
raising the rabbit hole at this point.
He was him and, you know, Gail's friend. I'll say it like that.
Okay.
They were raising funds, asking the people of Lahaina to help them, and they billionaires. You could have helped these people.
No, but
I'm going to
raise their own money.
A peek behind the conspiracy.
I thought they did raise their own. They donated their own money. I mean, Moochie didn't.
Yeah, but they didn't do that till after everybody blew their behinds up about it. Okay, so you know, once they held their feet to the fire, then they gave their own money.
Okay,
y'all just go ahead and know. I mean, me and Larry know. I feel like Miss K kind of know. I think the only one who we always are constantly educating is Momo about the ills of the world. But just go ahead and know, rich people, whenever possible, they're going to try to use other people's money. I mean,
I have met some cheap. Yeah,
I'm telling you.
Don't get me wrong. I believe in being frugal. I respect rich people who are frugal because I get it. That's smart.
Right.
But I've met, there are some cheap rich people in this world.
Well, Mo,
it's all right to be cheap. You don't have to flash your stuff. That's our problem right now.
Frugal is different than cheap. So what The Rock and O did, that was some cheap stuff. They should have given their money without.
It was selfish, not cheap. Selfish.
Right.
Well, I'm not really a fan of The Rock anyway, so I have no my heart's not broken over this crap. He seems I've been dogged for a while because I've said I wasn't a fan of The Rock because I get tired of him with his.
Why did they dog you? Why is somebody dog you because you don't like the actor?
No. When we were talking about when it was me, you, and Brandon, I think some of you guys used to dog me a little bit because I would say I'm not a fan of the Rock because I used to I used to get annoyed with him because he would never have black females as his love interest, and he was always representing his island side, but he never seemed to acknowledge his black side.
Exactly. Yep. Only when he talk about the father with wrestling. That's the only time.
Even in real life.
And so
that's way above him, though, as far as like casting what ethnicity the love is.
No, it's not.
No,
it's not. He's big. He can say,
he doesn't have a say in it, but that's not his decision to say you're gonna cast me a black.
When you get to a certain level, when you get to a certain level, Denzel for a long time said that he said he will not have a non-black love interest in his movies for years. And I don't even know if he's ever had. I think he did, I think he might have had one now. But for years coming up, he said he would not have a non-black love interest.
Nice. He's the first person that I thought about when you said that. Yeah,
but he did it, and he's got game.
Yeah. So you can do it, and no one's saying The Rock can't have a a diverse group of people that he has as love interest, but he very intentionally, apparently, does not have any black love interest in his movies. He doesn't even acknowledge that he is black in his movies. He always plays. He'll play a non-black person. Some movie where he had to go rescue his son, and his son's a straight up white boy.
Yeah,
I'm like, come on, man. How are you gonna have a blonde white boy the movie for a son?
I actually like that movie though. Yeah,
you know what The Rock does, and I'm gonna finish this, but I'll just say this for context. The Rock does what a lot of people do who can blend in. When they know that there's a majority of people that they can dissuade with their white side, they cater to it. They cater to it. And
but he doesn't even acknowledge. He doesn't even seem to like professionally acknowledge his black side. Hell, Vin Diesel's blacker than him.
Like I said, the only time he does acknowledge his black side is when he refers to his father in wrestling. That's the only time he talks about his black side of the family. He don't even. I mean, his black side. We don't even know about if his father had brothers, sisters, grandmothers. We don't know nothing about that side of the family.
Yeah. But did you guys ever see that? Was it that movie? Is it called Rampage? The one that he was in with the albino
gorilla?
Gorilla. Yeah. Wasn't there a black woman in there with him? But it was one movie where he was it was a black woman with him, and and I was waiting for them to kiss, to do something, and I don't think it ever happened. And I was like, what? And I was like, oh, finally he's with a black chick. And I don't think anything happened.
No, they was just like friends. Like, thank you.
We're just friends, you know.
We're my life friend.
Yeah.
I was like, wow. So he really, really will not have a black woman. And the only time he showed up, see, he won't do anything with them. We won't see him kiss or nothing. He showed up at the end as
why did I get
married to
with Janet
the new guy for Janet.
You know, tell me you couldn't kiss Janet,
right?
Miss Jackson, if you nasty.
But you know, they just met. But I'm just saying, though. The heck, man.
Y'all, we're gonna get off The Rock and we're gonna move to another white subject here. And let's see here, Miss K, you actually get first dibs on this one. Who's this guy?
That's Thor. Chris Hemsworth.
Chris Hemsworth. Look,
I feel like it's successful.
I gave her the wrong picture because it had all the information at the bottom of the thing. I should have gave her this one, but anyway.
I would have said Thor, and then I would have said either Chris. I always get his name mixed up. I'll say Chris Hemsworth or Hemmingsworth. No, I know it's a H. I know it's a Chris Hem. But I always mix up the end.
Damn, Miss K, he's not a Dodge Charger with the Hemi engine. Damn. So
I would have got something. You wouldn't have stuck me that much. I would have got something, and I probably would have got it.
I'm gonna start calling him that now. Chris.
The other day we were talking about it, so my son brought it up.
Yeah, I'm gonna start calling him Chris Hemi too. When I meet him, I'm like, dude, do you drive a Charger? Got that Hemi in it? See what he say. But Miss K, he did a movie called Thor: Love and Thunder. It was the fourth edition in the movie, and the third edition had so much success by giving Thor a little bit more comedic role that they decided to go really, really far with the comedy in this one. It made money, but it ain't make money like the last one did. So financially, it was successful. It made $700 million, but nowhere near the money that Thor 3 made, because that was just a solid ass good damn movie. But let's read what he said. This one is Thor: Love and Thunder.
But what was 3?
3 was Thor Ragnarok.
Okay, I thought that's what you were saying. Okay. Yeah.
And so normally when I talk about Thor, I always blame it on Natalie Portman. I always call her Natalie ruined Thor Portman, but it was bigger than that this time, so I can't just blame it on her. Let me read to you what the thing said. In a recent Vanity Fair cover story for its May 2024 issue, Chris Hemsworth revealed what he truly thought of Thor: Love and Thunder. It was released in 2022. The film was Hemsworth's fourth standalone film playing the hammer-wielding god. In the interview, Hemsworth revealed that he feels that he thought Marvel fans deserved better. He claims that the film was too silly because I got caught up in the improv and wackiness and I became a parody of myself. Seemingly still haunting him with regrets, Hemsworth added, I didn't stick the landing. He admitted that playing the character for so many years, he felt frustrated with the character when they played Thor for the fourth standalone plus the Avengers one. Now, Miss K, I'm going to give you the floor, but I'm going to say this. It's admirable that he's taking some of the blame, but in no way can all the blame be put on him. You have a director who sees every shot, and most directors at this level, they sitting in the room with the damn editor. You can go do reshoots. So it's admirable that he's trying to take the blame, but at the end of the day, there were issues bigger than just him being goofy as hell. And that was a part of it. Don't get me wrong. They were, because me and Larry and others have talked about, we don't want to see Thor, who in the comic books, he was never this goofy. We're okay with a little goof, but Thor was like a cornerstone, powerful, I'm a god, you ain't gonna mess with me, you want none of this goofiness. So how do you feel about him trying to take the blame for a lackluster movie?
I didn't see I've been watching the Thors, but I didn't see the Love one, the Love and Thunder, whatever. I heard it was garbage, and so I wasn't interested. Normally I don't go by like what normally I try not to go by what people say and stuff like that, but I don't know. I think when my son told me that it wasn't that good, I'm trusting his judgment more because he's the one that's like pushing me to watch the Marvel stuff. Now, as far as taking the blame, I think that it's a move on like maybe his publicist's part or something like that, so that it doesn't necessarily mess up his, the future of, any other opportunities or whatever. But I mean, well, who's gonna get rid of him in store? But bigger things have happened. You know what I'm saying? But I just think that it was probably the so-called politically correct type of answer to also say, look, I'm not happy with it, but I blame myself. But it's also just so y'all know I'm not happy with it. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like one of the, like, if you want to say like a backhanded compliment type of thing, it's kind of like in that type of, if you get what I'm saying. But what I want to say is that when it comes to the comedy part, I agree with when I've been watching Thor and everything, then Avengers and Ragnarok, and I think the first one, I really enjoyed it, but I enjoyed more of the seriousness of it, the heroic part of it, and then those moments, the comedic moments, is what I enjoyed the most. But to turn it into a freaking like what is that, a Wayne's brother movie? That's ridiculous.
Not the Wayne.
Now, I ain't gonna say they went that far, but golly, I ain't gonna say they went that far, but they goofed them up a little bit. So, Larry, what do you got on it, Larry? What you got on Hemsworth's comments? Larry, let me tell you what I think he's doing. I think he's trying to save the director, but your floor is yours.
Yeah, I mean. It's Thor is supposed to be funny, like you said, but he's not supposed to be slapstick.
Right, exactly. Exactly.
So, and I think what he's doing is admirable. I mean, he's trying to. I think what you said is right. He's trying to save the director and probably the writer, which is not really working. I mean, it's easy for him to say, "Okay, this was my fault," blah blah blah, because everybody who knows it wasn't his fault.
No.
Like,
no.
You're an actor. You're given a script, and you have a director who's telling you how to play that part for that script. And so
100%.
if you're a good actor and you're following the direction of your director, that's what you're going to do. If they tell you, if you're on there and it's supposed to be funny or silly, and they say make it bigger, give me something bigger, make it more, more ridiculous, then you're going to play it up.
Exactly.
And so I mean you can be blamed for bad acting if you just simply can't act. And people have complained with some other MCU people. A lot of people complained about Terrence Howard, that he can't act. Well, that's but for the most part, if you can't, it's one thing if you can't deliver a performance that they're expecting you to deliver. But if they want you to deliver a performance and you give it to them, and then they just people turn around and say we didn't like it, that's not on the actor. But it's admirable that he's taking the blame for something that we've all taken the blame for, stuff that we haven't done, trying to protect other people. So
it's called take one for the team, Larry.
That's basically what he did.
Yeah.
But they do say Terrence Howard can't act because he act like the same person in every movie. When he be like, "Come on, man," when he be saying all of that stuff. So I think that's the only thing they be talking about, like maybe his speech patterns and stuff.
Well, Moochie, go ahead. What do you think about this, since you took the floor, and what me and Larry be talking about when we talk about, like, you made him too goofy? This shit right here, man.
They did mess it up.
Dude look like he's an 80s rock star.
The beginning of it was in the last Avengers movie. I guess they saw like how he had that little depression side of it. Once they started doing all of that with that character, I was kind of getting pissed off from there. And then it just when this movie came out, I was like, oh man, they just really, I didn't like how he came across. I mean, sometimes it was funny, sometimes it was like, all right, we get it.
Yeah. Okay. Momo, you get last word on this. And on the next subject, we're gonna lead with Moochie because it's kind of conspiracy black folk territory on the last subject.
I don't really have much to say. Everybody said everything that I was really thinking. I agree with the entire panel. I think I've only seen, I'll be honest, y'all, I'm a fan of Marvel, but I'm not as invested as you guys are. So I've only seen the first Thor, and then of course I enjoyed him in Avengers and all that. But I believe y'all, they probably have made it cornier. And haven't they kind of been making Marvel stuff a little cornier the last couple years?
No,
they've been doing it with Thor.
The honest thing about the last couple of years is just not being good movies.
Okay.
It's just they just have not been good movies, and that's just not because they're trying to interject humor. They just been. Shang-Chi was probably the last good movie.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well,
I will agree with that.
Thor
was the last one.
I've said that I do want to watch the Marvel universe from the beginning, so I will reach out to y'all, privately. Y'all give me the recommendations. I don't want to waste my time. I want to go back and watch like the good ones. So
we'll give you the top 5. Damn right, we'll give you the top 5. Hell yeah, we girl. Whenever you're ready to crank that engine up, let us know. Start your engines, ladies and gentlemen. Damn right. Ladies and gentlemen, please subscribe. Let us get all these likes. We've enjoyed seeing you all come here to support these wonderful creators. They all have YouTube channels. Make sure you subscribe. Check them all out. They do wonderful work individually. That's why I have them on this panel. Last subject, and I know the ladies is going to roll the eyes, and I'm kind of rolling my eyes, but I'm curious to see what my contrarian brother Larry is going to have to say about it. That's what I'm curious to see. So the order is going to be this. Moochie, you first. Monique, you second. Larry, you third. And we'll end on Miss Cougar down there. Or is that a giraffe you wearing? I don't know what the
Cheetah.
Oh, she's gonna be fast today. Cheetah. Here we go, Moochie. I almost don't even want to read this because we talked about the.
Oh, actually, it's leopard. Sorry, it's leopard print. My bad.
Oh, okay. Moochie, we talked about this person in passing. He has done a lot of stuff on social media that makes you think he's got mental health issues. The one that I remember the most is something and my wife kept laughing and playing this video. My baby, don't take some shit Tyrese did. All right.
Is it this one? What do you want?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It was that. It was that. So this is the latest from Tyrese. This is coming to us from the Jasmine. Tyrese blasts ex-wife Norma Mitchell, accuses her of extortion, death threats, blackmail, tax evasion, and fraud. And I'm done living in fear. But more importantly, he was trying to do something with the damn child support. At one point in time, let me read this. Early Wednesday morning, May 1st, the R&B crooner and actor, 45, shared headlines about him and Norma Mitchell on Instagram. One read, Tyrese Gibson accuses ex-wife of death threats, other serious allegations. He also included the Jasmine brand headline from a story we posted yesterday that read, Tyrese wants monthly child support payments to ex-wife Norma Mitchell reduced until she settles alleged $25,000 tuition debt. I'll say what I got to say for after Miss K. So, Moochie, you are our resident conspiracy theorist that you back with receipts. What do you have to say about Mr. Gibson?
You know, times is hard right now with Hollywood. This is hurting him right now. But you know what? Black woman, this is none of our business because this was the black queen he chose. This was the black queen he chose. Do y'all remember that? My beautiful black queen.
that was his
black
quote.
Black girls is minding they black women. Excuse me. We are minding our business with this.
That was him that said that too?
Yes, we are minding our business with this. I have no dog in this fight. This is
she
let
looked
the
black
chips
right
fall
there.
where they may.
Yeah, I thought she
let the chips fall where they may.
That looked like two different ladies.
Yeah,
well,
that's the same one. The one in the picture with that looked like a different lady.
That. I don't got no dog in this fight. You pay the woman.
No, but you ain't got no dog in the fight.
Yup, leave the.
Momo, jump on in here. Moochie says she ain't got a dog in the fight, but she had a pony in the fight. She said, "Pay the woman."
She had a pony in the fight.
Yeah, that was the little miniature horse that walked by and said that. Y'all heard him?
Yeah.
That wasn't Moochie.
You are so silly.
Go ahead, Mo.
Oh, Lord. Look, Tyrese is another person that is exhausting. He's very exhausting, and I hate that his career is now focused on his personal life and his antics versus his talent. Tyrese is a very talented brother. I've been a fan of him pretty much my whole life. First with his music, very talented, great R&B singer. And then he tapped into the movies and Hollywood. And it was amazing to see this brother in huge multi-million-dollar films. Like, it was amazing. And now, unfortunately, he's been reduced to his social media scandals and his scandals with every woman he has been tied to in the last 10 years. There has been controversy. There has been scandal. There has been just negative press around him and his significant other. Toxicity seems to follow him. And what makes it worse is that he publicizes a lot of his business. So, which leaves room for people to critique you. Now, as far as the child, this is spousal support or child? This is child support. Child support.
He said child support.
I think I read an article last month or 2 months ago. He has been actually, if this is the same woman, I don't even know. But if it is, he's already been asking this. I read an article. He basically was just pleading that, hey, due to, I don't even know if he blamed the pandemic, but I think he blamed the writer's strike. Due to the writer's strike, it did delay some of his projects and stuff like that. So his cash flow, his money flow wasn't as significant these last couple years as it has been previously. So with a reduced income, he is asking for a reduced child support settlement, whatever. So that's for the courts to decide, honey. I don't know, but I'm sick of the mess with him. That's all.
Larry, how do you feel about Tyrese? And we typically don't get into a lot of this stuff because
it's messy.
Well, not only that, it doesn't do anything. Do anything for us. I get there are people who have to report on it because that's their job. But typically, we don't talk about this stuff usually on this channel because it doesn't do nothing for us unless it's someone involved in a movie or something we're covering, something like that. So, Larry, what are your thoughts, and what are your thoughts about him trying to say? If baby mama owes $25,000 in debt, I shouldn't have to pay the child support.
Well, here's the thing. I think he might actually have a legitimate point here because he wasn't just saying it was $25,000 in debt. He was saying it was $25,000 in tuition. And so if he is giving money, and that's one of the things that courts will consider when there's child support is if your kids are in private school and private school costs, I don't know, $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 a year per kid, they will adjust the child support to make sure that the tuition is paid. But it's sort of like if you're paying money that's supposed to go to the kid's tuition and the tuition is not being paid, and then he is then in turn having to turn, because I'm sure what happens is if she doesn't pay the tuition, the school is going to then call him and say, hey, the tuition's not paid. The kids aren't going to be able to come back to school. And then he's probably having to come out and write a separate check for that to keep his kids in school, even though he's already paid for it once through his child support. So he might have a legitimate point with that. But here's the thing, and this is why I understand why a lot of these brothers don't do this. He has a kid with her. He's paying $25,000 a month in child support. That's $300,000 a year. Damn. How much do you think a nanny costs? How much do you think 2 nannies cost? I'm willing to guarantee you that he could probably, for less than $300,000, hire probably 3, maybe 4 nannies on an annual salary so that he can have them working around the clock if he needs to, if he's on a project or something, and still pay less than $300,000. I bet you he can find a couple of nannies that will work, say, $75,000 a year. But Larry, then you're tapping into custody issues, right? Because he can't have all the say so of how long he's with the kids, or why not? He can go to court and fight for it. You have sole custody. I was about to say you got the court issue. Joint custody. You got the court issue involved too, Larry, because I'm damn near sure he don't want to pay $25,000 a month, but the court is making him. Right, but that's my point. Is if you go to court and you fight and say, I want custody, I want primary custody of my child. If she can't afford to raise my child, then let me have him because I can. Right. I can afford to raise our child. So if she can't afford it, let me have our child. I want our child. Let me have it. And then you can take that money if you need to hire nannies to help, then you have nannies that can come and help, and it will cost you less than $300,000 a year. Oh, I agree. Because apparently she's not doing the best of jobs. She's out there obviously spending money on other stuff. If she's not paying their damn tuition. I mean, my God, I get it sometimes. I hear about these women that are out there, they get the child support and they're buying Bentleys and these nice condos and all kinds of shit. But you got to pay the kids' damn tuition. I agree. The kids have Larry, tuition paid. That's some bullshit. I agree. So Larry,
that brings one of two things. Either you're saying Tyrese is dumb, or he doesn't want full custody of the children. Which one you saying?
Both. I'm saying he don't want custody.
Both.
Unfortunately, there are a lot of people out there that would much rather pay an enormous amount of money to their baby's mother or their ex-wife or whatever to maintain custody so that they can live their life as they choose, rather than. And that's the thing, though. If you hire, this is what I don't think people don't understand. If you hire nannies, you can still live your life the way you want to.
And I can tell you how much au pair costs, because we have little nannies that come and work with our children on the weekend. I can tell you how much that shit costs.
I mean, you can, and here's the thing:
$25K a freaking month.
Here's the thing: there is a whole country that has an industry that is fantastic for au pairs. If you go and find yourself a Filipino nanny, oftentimes those women are full-blown RN nurses that cannot get licensed here, and they go into childcare. And you can have yourself a very competent, loving nanny that is also a serious healthcare professional in your house for far less than $25,000 a month. You could probably pay her $3,000 a month, and you'll be good. And even if you move to $5,000 a month, you could still have her there. You can hire yourself. You can hire yourself 3 or 4 of them. So in case somebody has to call off sick or whatever, you're good. You can have nannies around the clock. So if you decide that you want to go for a booty call at 1 o'clock in the morning, you don't even have to think about, let me see if there's someone that can take care of my kid. No, you just get up and go.
Yep, because the nanny in the house.
Well, now, here's the problem with that, and I'll kick it to you, Miss K. You better hire that all pair nanny that looked like the Russian Helga. Tyrese probably be trying to stab her up. That's going to be a problem with that, because if she looked too good, you're going to have a situation on your hands where you're going to be mixing business with pleasure, and we know how that goes. So, Miss K,
that doesn't matter though. That doesn't matter, Lamont. I mean, look at Arnold Schwarzenegger and the woman that he had his son with. She didn't look like anything. The thing is that if you have a woman around you and you start to vibe with this woman because you're spending more time with her than anybody else because your wife is gone all the time, eventually you might end up with some sort of romantic bond between each other, a romantic interest, and things happen. I mean,
how many cars done messed with the nannies? How many marriages done broke up from that?
The lucrative word Larry said was eventually. I'm just using ugly as a barrier to maybe you can get yourself together, because the hotter she is, that barrier you have, you might be trying to get in that bitch in the first week. But if she looked like Russian Helga, you might kick the can down the road for 6 months. Is all I'm saying. Every barrier possible.
I cannot with y'all.
Just make sure she look like Miss Pearl from 227 and we'll be all right.
Oh my God! She probably take care of some kids too. What
exactly. Thank you. And that's not a diss to Miss Pearl. That's just saying get a grandma, okay? And let's
or you can hire a manny. Or you can hire a manny.
Yeah.
I'll be damned. I'll be damned.
Go ahead, Lamar. I'm sorry. What was you saying?
No, I'm saying the floor is yours. You're the last word on this subject.
The last thing.
Okay, so I looked it up a little bit because I was very confused about these pictures. So this is not the wife that he's talking about. There's 2 different ones. This on the screen is supposed to be, that was Samantha, I think, and this one is Norma, the one that's giving him all the so-called hell right now. Okay, so she is black.
Okay, my bad.
Black. She doesn't look anything but black.
Yeah, right. Well, that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm like, that's 2 different women.
Okay, I thought it was the last one.
My question would be, would he be blasting her if it was the other woman? That's my question.
Probably not. He'd be doing some crying ish. Like, what do you want from me?
Wait. He probably
Have
would.
You not seen his?
Don't answer. All right. Let me just say what I gotta say because I'm not gonna be long. Then y'all could have the floor again. I don't really care about Tyrese anymore. I feel like he's unstable. All the stuff he's been doing, the crying on the Instagram and wherever he's been crying, it's annoying. So I really don't care about him. I'm not surprised that he's doing all of this. Like sometimes it's like, why do we need to know what your ex-wife is doing? You know what I'm saying? So like Moochie was saying, go on and pay the woman because we don't really know. This man is so appears to be so unstable to me that he got to be doing something wrong, and that's the reason why she's doing all of this. She's probably not even sending death threats. He's probably lying. He's 1 minute I see him. He has a spiritual mother who is Kim Burrell, and he seems so spiritually connected to God. The next minute I see him doing all this. He's cursing or he's doing this and that. I'm like, I don't have time for that. He's giving me like baby Kanye a little bit. So that's all I got to say with that. I'm tired of these celebrities who are like, they seem like they're off their rocker. So that's why I'm like, I don't believe what you got to say. And that's just that.
Okay, you're right.
Now y'all understand why I say I don't care about it like that, because he don't care about. Look, and then now to top it off, the one you riffing about is the black girl. So he could kick rocks for me.
But here's the thing: when it comes to some of these artists that are out there, these people know what they're getting when they get with them. They know that. So you can't go into a situation knowing what you're going to get and they complain about it when you have it. It's like, I mean, on one level, some of these people are very, very emotional. And that's one reason why they're very good at their job. They're asked to, on cue, to embody this particular moment in some life. If you're supposed to embody a moment of time where you're sad or happy or whatever, you have to be able to turn emotions on and turn emotions off. And also, as an actor, you become very comfortable in displaying emotion in public for the camera. So when you get used to having most men are not willing to show their emotions. The only emotion most men are comfortable showing is anger. And that's it. Most men are not willing to show that they're sad or that they're being loving or anything else. They just, and when you're an actor and your job is to actually display that in public in front of other people and for it to be recorded for all of posterity. I mean, pick up your phone and talk into the camera and display that emotion really seems like nothing to him. It may seem like something to us, but it's really nothing to him. And not only does it seem nothing to him, he's been rewarded handsomely for doing that over the years. So why would he think of doing that on social media or anywhere else as a negative? It's just what he does.
Yeah.
All right. Well, y'all post your comments. Let us know what you think about Mr. Gibson. And before we get out of here, we do the part that's most important to you all, and that's read our super chatters. And here we go. We only had one today from the most consistent super chatter on all the internet, DeMarcus Vaughn. He says, I would love y'all opinion on who's a better actor, Lawrence Fishburne or Wesley Snipes. So panel, this is your last question. I'll start with you, Larry. Who you got, Lawrence Fishburne or Wesley Snipes?
Lawrence Fishburne. It's not even in the same. I don't even look at them in the same category as far as acting is concerned. It's not that Wesley's a bad actor, but I feel like there are tiers to actors, and I feel like Lawrence Fishburne is in a different tier altogether.
Okay, Miss K, who you got, Wesley or Lawrence?
Yeah, I was posed this question already from DeMarcus. What's up, DeMarcus? And I told him Lawrence. It was easy, Lawrence Fishburne. I mean, he's just come on now. I mean, listen, I had to think about it because I just said Lawrence Fishburne first because I just love Lawrence. Like, if I see that he's in a movie, then I'm like, okay, I want to watch. If I see Wesley Snipes is in a movie, I'm like, let me look at the trailer. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't draw me as much. And I mean, yes, when I think about Wesley Snipes, I try to think about all the stuff he's been in, but Lawrence Fishburne, he's really, really, really dope. So.
So I guess that means you're going to be watching Clipped on FX that we talked about yesterday.
Probably.
Okay. All right.
Wait a minute. I might, because I think I just saw I think I just saw something like that yesterday. Well, I was watching like a thing on YouTube. It was like a what is that? It was like a trailer for an ad, and I was like, "Oh, this look good."
It does look good.
Didn't know y'all was talking about it.
Yeah, we talking about it.
I'm definitely gonna watch it.
Yep. So who you got, Moochie? Wesley or Lawrence? Now this is going to be interesting. I know Moochie like Wesley.
I like both of them, but I feel like if he didn't get blackballed in his career so soon, they would be on that tier, the same tier that Larry's talking about. I do believe that they would be on that same tier if he wasn't shut out from a lot of opportunities, and then they went from just sending his movies straight from straight to DVD. So I feel like that, but and they both started their career out at young boys.
Yeah.
So with this, I have to go with Lawrence Fishburne, but that's my opinion. Where if he had the same opportunities, they would be on the same tier, like Larry spoke of.
Okay. Last but definitely not least, Monique Nicole. Who you got, Lawrence or Wesley?
So yeah, I was posed this question as well, and I told DeMarcus I need a minute to think about it because I really had to think about both actors' like body of work, which they both have great body of work. But like Moochie said, I do think because of Wesley's situation, he was out of Hollywood for a while. So I guess I have to go with just consistency and longevity. I will go with Lawrence Fishburne. But I do like Wesley Snipes as well.
Well, there you have it. Our super chatter. It is unanimous. Lawrence Fishburne. So I guess that means y'all going to be watching Clipped because we're going to be doing reviews of it.
Yeah, listen.
For what?
Sorry.
I think a better comparison for that.
Yeah, because we need something better. Because go ahead, Larry.
I feel like a better comparison would have been like, who's the better actor, Wesley Snipes or Nicolas Cage? Because both of them have gone through their phase of being leading men and then sort of being relegated to the B role, to the B movie, sort of section of Hollywood, and then they've sort of come back into as being A-listers again for periods. So I feel like Wesley Snipes versus Nicolas Cage might have been a better comparison.
Yeah,
I agree. That's why I felt like it was an uneven match. That's why I mentioned Larry's statement, because I felt like we can't really compare them like that because their careers are not the same. He got blackballed, literally.
Yeah, but like you could even the range. I mean, I know that Wesley has range, but when you look at Lawrence Fishburne, I mean, it's just like you said, it's on a different tier, like Larry is saying. Like even when you see how the role that he played, look, y'all already know about him as Morpheus in The Matrix. Then you've got how he played the professor in Higher Learning, and then you had freaking Bumpy Johnson and What's Love Got to Do with It, and freaking the 13th Precinct, all of them other things. Boys in the Hood. Like he has so many different layers. Yeah, like it's ridiculous. Really. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like you can't. I don't know.
That's a good point. Yeah.
You can't really compare.
Now remind me, just to educate me again. The main issue with Wesley was the tax stuff, right? That's really what took him out of Hollywood.
That's what I remember. Give Caesar what is Caesar's.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Which is silly because if you owe the tax man, why would you take his jobs away so he can't pay it? Yeah. And he did go to jail too. So
he went to jail. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, he went to jail for that, which is crazy. But
either way.
And I think his brother was handling his stuff like that. While he's out of the country.
Most people don't go
Detroit Kings.
Most people don't go to jail for not paying their taxes. Most people go to jail for running away and trying to defraud the IRS, because it wasn't just the fact that he wasn't paying his taxes.
That's why I mentioned the part about him being out of the country.
Yeah. Because if you owe taxes, the IRS will bend over backwards working with you. They'll put you on payment plans and
they want the money.
They just want the money. They're not trying to prevent you from paying them. But if you won't go and try and do all kinds of chicanery to make it look like you don't owe it and then run out of the country and avoid it, that's why it's tax evasion.
Even though he showed up to court with check in hand to pay, they still put him in behind bars.
Yeah, that was after the fact. You can't run away and then show up later and say, okay, I'll take care of it now.
Yeah. Wrong is wrong.
We out of here, y'all. Your boy got to go. I let him go on a little longer than what I need to. But now your boy's got to go. Peace.
Bye, guys.
See ya.